Okay, here we go. The Planet Mikey Show.
He's about to get crazy and wild. Stay for a while. Don't touch your radio dial.
Planet Mikey Show.
Kicking it back, sports talk. Listen to that and stay tuned for some giggles and laughs. Go.
What would you say you do here?
Well, look, I already told you. I deal with the goddamn customers so the engineers don't have to. I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
Welcome to the Planet Mikey Show.
All right, major announcements on the Planet Mikey podcast. By the way, this is episode number 242. Oh. 242. Thank you. By the way, the Planet Mikey podcast is hiring for all positions, especially if you're a sexy woman, qualified in all the positions. We're brought to you by Pro Automotive of Webster and Dudley, ProAutomotiveMA.com, and they're in South Main Street, Webster, and 8 Englewood Street in Webster, and Oxford Avenue in Dudley. And Giacomo's, the finest Italian cuisine, Melrose, Massachusetts, on Main Street. Giacomo's, baby, and My Grandma's Coffee Cake, the world's greatest coffee cake. We have proud sponsors. We're proud of them. And if you want to go get a coffee cake, you go to mygrandma.com or call 1-800-8-GRANDMA. You heard it right. Meanwhile, we got Ben Kitchen, Bill Smith, and what happened last week was we got very worried on the program because Bill Lee, you know, he's had a couple episodes with his ticker lately, and he was going to come on the podcast, and then all of a sudden he didn't answer his phone, and we all thought, oh my God, what's wrong? We called back. He was fine.
I'm not dead yet.
I think he said he was down the hill. We'll find out right now, because joining us is the legendary, eccentric one himself, author, puppet, poet, pirate, pervert, spaceman, Bill Lee, live from Cooperstown.
Yes, I am right here below the restroom signs that says men, women, and other.
I know. Who decides, by the way? Does anyone check under the skirts of the people that try to go in there and see if they have a schlong or a, you know? I mean, what's up with that?
Hey, it's Tennis Without Balls by Renee Richards.
Oh, you pulling one from the past. That was like she was like the first trans, wasn't she?
He was the first trans out there. Yeah.
I said she. I should have said he.
Yeah, whatever. He did.
Yeah.
He revolutionized it.
So I got to ask you first. I got to ask you first. How you doing? How's everything?
I'm good.
The world. You know, whenever something happens to Spaceman, I get about 9,000 phone calls. What's going on with Bill? How's Bill? What's on? And sometimes I call him and I can't get you to answer. So I mean, I'm like a Reuters news service, but I'm a little late. How you doing?
I am good. I'm sitting right behind the opening gate to the ballpark, Doubleday Field, where the Savannah Bananas and Party Animals are going to close out their season and have a party at the Omegon Brewery right down the road here. And I go to a place, we got no place to stay, no inn, no place to take my dog. I go into a souvenir shop, and there's a lady, she's got a little thing on it. She had a blood test, and I talked to her, and she's got to have a procedure. We started talking, and I'm holding her hand, and then I'm telling her all about us here, and she goes, I have a cottage right behind right field, and I got a cottage right there with my dog, and my dog can sit up on the porch and watch me pitch tomorrow or Saturday.
No.
I am so lucky. Isn't it amazing?
You hit that just right. But get that lady's number, because next time I go to Cooperstown, I'm going to want to sit there too.
Exactly. Her name is Barbara Lasher, like Fred Lasher. Remember Fred Lasher?
Yeah, fireman Fred Lasher. Yeah.
Yeah, so her name's Barbara. She's old and stuff. And
didn't Fred Lasher have glasses? That's Fred. I'm thinking of Fred Gladding.
Yeah, he had glasses.
Yeah.
No, Lasher didn't have. Was Lasher with the Giants?
I don't know. I don't know that now my memory's being tested. But
I know it's tough. There's so much stuff in your head. You can't believe. We've lost 30% of our brain, and we still got enough to run the largest computer in the world.
we're quicker on the switch than Ben, right, Ben?
Right.
See, yeah, right. See, he's a half step behind. The reason I was calling you last week was obviously to check on you, make sure everything's okay with you, because you're an old pal of mine, and I want to make sure everything's fine with you. But it was Joe Rudy's birthday, so I said,
I thought I couldn't get him out, and you said I got him out all the time.
Yeah, well, he got you late in his career. He got you for a couple home runs, but early on in the 70s, when you were winning 17 games a year for the Red Sox, he was. I'm talking, from when he started, you started. 4 for 23 with a 174 batting average, no homers.
Wow.
He walked him twice. But the reason I brought him up was because it was his birthday, and it was very timely. As of last week, of course, he was traded to the Red Sox with Raleigh Fingers, and then Bowie Kuhn negated that trade. And you were around in 76. What was the clubhouse thinking?
It was Vita Blue, Raleigh Fingers, and Rudy.
Yeah, Vita Blue was traded to sold to the Yankees for $1 million, and then they sold Rudy and Fingers to the Red Sox, and then they came and dressed him in a uniform, and then you guys had to say goodbye to him the next day because of Bowie.
Yeah, well, Bowie didn't like me, fined me $250 for using marijuana as a condiment.
Right, on your pancakes.
Yeah, on my pancakes.
How can they do that? It's an herb.
Yeah.
Now, Rudy later.
Diana just sat down and brought me a beer from a batting cage.
Oh, she did?
You're not supposed to.
Right across the street from Cooperstown.
You're not supposed to say that.
Oh, you're not supposed to. She put it in a popcorn sack.
So you get away with drinking it?
Oh, it's too funny. America, you should be able to drink anywhere you want in America.
Some places.
It's a beautiful. Oh, tell Diana we said hello. She's a doll.
Yeah, she's a saint. Yeah,
So
she
anyway,
is.
Joe Rudy goes to the Angels, right? And that's when he was after the 1980 season when he was with the Angels. He was traded along with Frank Tanana to the Red Sox for Freddie Lynn. After one injury-filled season, he went back to the A's. And I didn't know this, but Joe Rudy hit a home run in his last professional at-bat.
Wow.
I thought only Ted Williams did that.
I don't know, but that is unbelievable.
Now, you always
Who
said
hit a home run in his first professional at bat and only hit one his whole career?
Was it like Hoyt Wilhelm?
Yes, it was Hoyt Wilhelm. Way to go.
Here's one more weird one. This is what Bill Lee told me about Frank Tanana one time. He said Frank Tanana is the only guy who threw 90 in the 70s and 70 in the 90s. That's good.
Yeah, I know. And I'm the only guy to win money on the mound in 7 decades.
Oh, yeah, of course, because you're still pitching.
I'm pitching. I'm still pitching, and I pitched in every decade, and won a pro game, and it's amazing. It's
60s,
amazing
yeah.
how lucky I am.
Yeah, well, in the 60s, yeah, obviously you started in 1969 in the majors. So,
Yeah, and I went to Venezuela, and I played winter ball, and I pitched in ball games in like Satchel, and and then I pitched at 61 in Alaska, 63 in Brockton for the Rocks. Yeah, 65 in San Rafael in front of 3 of my ex-girlfriends.
And you won that game.
Unbelievable.
Didn't you drive in the winning run in that one too?
I drove in the winning run. I went 2 for 4. I led the San Rafael Pacifics in hitting and in winning percentage.
You're only 65. I mean, of course 65-year-olds can be productive. Hey, I got to ask you this because this is great. I found this on the internet. You were ejected from 3 games, all of them in the majors, before 76. Can you remember details? If I give you the name of the umpire, can you tell me what you did wrong that got you ejected? You ready?
Yeah.
June 19th, 1973, Larry Barnett threw you out for what?
Wow. For being smarter than him.
And better looking.
What is it? Larry Barnett, what a sack of doo-doo.
Well, he ruined the whole 75 World Series. He fucked that up with...
Yes, he did, on the bunt play with Armbruster.
All right. Now, what did he throw you out for, though, in 70?
I have no idea.
All right.
Probably the F word.
No, well, he bench jockeying. It says, parenthetically, it says, threw helmet onto the field. Do you remember that?
Wow. No, I don't.
Okay.
It probably wasn't me, but I took it for the team and stuff because I had no access to helmet. I played in 69 when you didn't have to wear a helmet.
Right. This is what it says. And then the next one was the following year in June, Jim Odom threw you out of a game, and the reason they gave was a call at home plate.
Ooh, someone slid in and he called him safe and he was out.
And you started bitching about it.
Oh God, I remember the best was the announcer for the Detroit Tigers, the great announcer
Ernie Harwell.
Ernie Harwell. I go back. I give up a error at second base. Doug Griffin makes an error. The winning run scores late in the ninth inning, bottom of the ninth, and I climb the screen. And I go all the way up to the second level, and I do the post-game interview with Ernie Harwell in my spikes.
You went up the screen like Jimmy Pearsall?
Yeah, I did. I went up the screen like Pearsall.
Oh, man, that's sick. Ernie Harwell was a really nice guy. He's
the best.
I want when I had the TV show in the 90s on Neckin, I went up to the press box, and I went and sat next to Ernie Harwell. And I said, Ernie, I'd love to have you on my TV show. How can I get in touch with you? And he says, well, I could give you my phone number. I loved him.
Ernie's the only guy that was fired and kicked out of the Detroit organization by Bo Schembechler.
Right. The douche. All right, here's a memory check for Spaceman. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Who hit the first major league home run you ever gave up? Who hit it?
Ooh, I thought it was Frank Howard.
It is.
Wow, it's still going, you know.
That ball's still up there somewhere.
I tell you, they got, DirecTV comes off of that ball.
Yeah, right. I was going to say, Elon Musk is renting it these days.
I know. I called his daughter about a week ago because I heard he wasn't doing well, and I left her a message, and I told her about the home run I gave up. The second one I gave up, an RFK, I threw him a changeup. He's out on his front foot, and he's a monster.
Yeah.
And with his left hand, bottom hand, he just flicks it by my ear.
Oh, my.
And I tried to catch it. Doug Griffin tried to catch it. Reggie Smith tried to catch it, and it went through the 11 o'clock hour on the Longines clock in RFK Stadium.
And it never got more than 20 feet off the ground.
It never got, the highest point it got was when it hit the clock.
Oh, my God. Well, Frank Howard reached you 3 times in your career, so he got you. Now, I'm going to name a couple of guys who got you at least twice. All right. In 1974, Tommy Davis.
Ooh, Tommy. I love Tommy. He was a great hitter.
Yeah, he was. He won a batting title, I think, in National League.
Yes, he did. He was amazing. Had a bad ankle and never really recovered, but
good hitter.
Yeah, he was the best.
He got you
better than Willie.
Got you twice in '74, and then also in '74, these guys got you twice. You ready for this? Ron Santo. Yeah. This is when he was White Sox. Ron Santo, Dick Allen got you twice, and then you gave up 5 home runs in 2 games to Santo, Dick Allen, and Bill Melton. Do you remember that?
Well, I'll tell you, the Richie Allen one was the best. I come in as a day game, get away. I've got a 2-run lead in the 9th inning, and they bring a pitch hit. Buddy Bradford comes in to pitch hit against me. He's a switch hitter. And here comes, it wasn't Williams, it was Casco. He comes to take me out. And I go, what are you doing out here? He says, well, it's a right-handed hitter. I said, he's a switch hitter. And I said, by the way, I'm going to throw him a straight change, low and away. He's going to hit a ground ball to shirt. We're going to get a double play. And now I got nobody on. First pitch, change up. He hits a ground ball, double play. Now Richie Allen comes up, and I got a 2-run lead. I threw him a change up away, and it went – no one's in the stands. It went out by the shower in Comiskey, where the
center field.
It went out there where the shower was, and it rattled around for 10 minutes.
Well, Dick Allen, a lot of people think he should be in the Hall of Fame because he was tough against a lot of people.
He was the best daytime hitter I ever saw.
Really?
But as soon as you would hold the ball for like 5 minutes, let the sun go down, and he couldn't hit you.
I don't know why he changed his name. He was a Philly. He was a good rookie. They called him Richie Allen, and then all of a sudden he changed his name to Dick. Why? Why would you do that?
Because he became a dick.
1975. Here's another highlight from the Spaceman's career. You gave up Hank Aaron's only Fenway home run.
Yes, I did.
In 75.
Last game of the season, I thought he was going to retire, and I challenged him with a fastball because I had a big lead and I wanted to see what he could do. The wind was blowing in from left at about 25 miles an hour, and he bottom-handed that, backspinned it, and when the ball landed in the screen, it landed like a butterfly with sneakers on.
which I've never seen, although I have seen that picture of you with a butterfly on your face in Montreal.
I love insects, you know.
They say insects are best.
Hey, they're pollinators. If they don't pollinate, we don't eat.
They're like pollinators like Sean Kemp. All right, now here's one for you. 2 home runs in 1976 from you gave up to Amos Otis and Nettles, and you gave up a home run to Mickey Rivers. I hate that fucking guy.
I know. And what Nettles got me the day I came back after my shoulder after the brawl.
Oh, really?
He got me on the next day. That's insult to injury.
Oh, yeah. That's the definition of that. In 77, you gave up 2 Reggies.
Ooh.
In the same season. I don't know if you remember that. You also
Jackson and who?
Well, no. 2 Reggie Jackson got you twice, and Nettles got you again in 77. And I hate that fucking guy, too, Nettles. I mean, unbelievable. I hate all those Yankees.
I do. Hey, we do. That's why I carry him in my wallet up against the right cheek of my ass for eternity.
That's right. So he can stay close to your ass. In 78, you gave up 2 to Gorman Thomas. You gave up 2 to Jason Thompson. In 79, 2 Dodgers got you for 2 home runs each. Ron Say and Joe Ferguson, the catcher.
Oh, the catcher, yeah. Say hit a triple off me in Washington State back in '68 when we won the championship. And he ran around like a goddamn penguin.
That's it. That was the nick. Bob Horner in 1980 hit you for 2. Now, do you remember who you gave up the final home run of your career to? And it was in 1980.
80,
I'm sorry. It was after that. It was 82.
I wouldn't know.
The last home run you ever gave up, and the guy was an asshole. Big, tall.
But I give up a lot of home runs to assholes.
Big, tall. Everybody hated this guy. Dave Kingman.
Oh, no. King Kong got me?
He did. That was the last home run you ever gave up. Frank Howard.
He's a USC Trojan. Of course I gave it up.
Frank Howard, the first one. Kingman, the second one. Go for balls in the career of Red Sox Hall of Famer Bill Lee.
I love that.
I got
King
one more.
Kong, he was, I mean, he loves me. He calls me all the time and stuff. He has a motorhome that's got 3/4-inch steel plate on it that can stop a fucking tank shell.
So is he? You know him personally? I never did. I just heard rumors.
I know him personally.
Is he a good guy?
Great guy?
Oh, he is.
He hit the longest home run I ever saw off of Darrell Brandon in Senior League.
Bucky Brandon.
Bucky Brandon. He hit a ball off of Brandon out of West Palm Beach. We went to the practice field to find it, and it wasn't on that field. He hit it into a canal over 2 ball fields. That's 600 feet.
My God. I guess Bucky never did have very good shit out there on the mound anyway.
No,
he sucked.
He threw some bombs.
All right, now here's one more home run question for you. You know, the thing is, Spaceman, I've known you long enough to know. You took pride in your fielding. You had 1,000 fielding percentage in 5 different seasons, and you should have won some Gold Gloves, except for if it wasn't for Jim Cott. You would have.
Exactly. I tell you, I had more double plays than him. I was a better fielder than him.
You had 2 Major League home runs as a hitter yourself.
Yes.
Now, who did you get your first Major League home run off of? Which pitcher gave it up? Can you remember that tidbit?
My roommate at USC, Ray Lamb.
Ray Lamb. Whoa. Good. I mean, absolutely. In Cleveland.
Ray Lamb in Cleveland, dead center field.
Ironically, it was 9/11, 1972 that you did that. And a couple of baseball birthdays for you, Spaceman. I know you know some of these guys. I'm going to emphasize some left-handers here, okay? Rick Wise has a birthday today. He's
81.
Let me do the math here. He's 78.
Oh, he's 2 years older than me.
Yeah,
Good for
1945. Also born on this date, a guy that I know you know, that you mentioned in the past, Gaylord Perry, was born on this date in 1938.
Wow.
Robin Yount has a birthday coming up. He's 68. Tim Raines, you played with him, right?
I sure did with range. This is when I was in Cooperstown when I got kicked in the nuts by Wolford's wife after his induction.
Jim Wolford?
Jim Wolford's wife came up and kicked me right in the nuts.
For what?
And she said, "You hit my husband 41 years ago."
With a pitch?
And I went, "Get over it." So she...
I mean, by the way, you didn't throw 110 either. It wasn't like you probably had a 90-mile-an-hour.
Hey, she was a rodeo star in Fresno, Visalia, California. She would have gotten the gold medal, but she couldn't keep her calves together.
Oh God. Nicely done. Right now, on the 16th, which is 3 days from now, here's a guy that I know you knew. You played with him, and you had one of the greatest descriptive phrases for Roger Moret.
Oh, Rahulio Culebra Negro, the black snake.
He would have been 74 this coming week.
If he had come in in game 2 for me in the 9th inning and started the 9th inning, we would have been world champions in 70 and 75.
You know what the amazing stat with him is? In 1975, he was 14-3. He had an 824 winning percentage, leading all of baseball with an 824 winning percentage that year. Now you describe what it looks like when you see him pitch, because you said this one time. I don't know if you remember.
He looks like a suitcase unfolding.
No. He looks. You said the last time. You said he looks like a spider climbing out of a suitcase. Which is
that's right. Out of a suitcase, because his legs and everything. He's like what was that movie? Edward Scissorhands.
Right. And he went freaky nuts, catatonic in the locker room or something, and he didn't pitch.
In Texas,
right?
He did it.
He didn't pitch longer than that, and he died on Pearl Harbor Day, and that's a great day in your history too. That was the Stan Pappy.
I got traded to Montreal,
but he died on Pearl Harbor Day just a couple years ago in 2020. Roger Moret. And I knew you'd have something to say about that guy because he was. Okay, one more lefty for you. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Birthday coming up on the 18th. Harvey Haddix. He's dead. He's dead.
Kitty Cat. I love Kitty Cat.
Yeah, the kitten. Yeah, he was his nickname.
You remember when George Scott came back to the Red Sox from
Milwaukee?
The Brewers,
yeah.
And he was heavy, and he wore a suit to lose his weight. He wore a Hodgman rubberized suit to lose weight.
Yes.
And then he comes to batting practice, and Harvey goes, "I can throw 10 fastballs by you." And he goes, "No, you can't. Use the blah, blah, blah," with George's
Boomer.
vernacular. And guess what? Harvey threw 9 in a row up and in, and he swung and missed on all 9. On the 10th one, he fouled back, and he goes, "I told you couldn't get 10 by me."
Boomer would never give an inch to anybody at any moment ever, despite being that far in the hole. The late George Scott, by the way, I think I did his last radio interview. He was on with me at WEEI from his house in Mississippi. Was it Greenville?
Greenville, yeah, he's a Greenville boy.
Yeah, and I then he shortly thereafter passed away. He had all kinds of lower body issues and stuff like that. I think he was stuck in a wheelchair at that point.
Yeah, he got really diabetic and everything, and he just got big, and I can still remember Harvey telling him that story. And Boomer,
that's
Boomer's
great.
when we traded Sparky Lyle for Danny Cater. Cater's hitting in spring training, and he gets buzzed back, and the ball hits the tip of his helmet, knocks it off, and he goes down in the dirt, writhing like it hurt him, and all of a sudden, he's laying there in the dirt, and he goes, I can't see, and Boomer comes up and goes, "Well, open your eyes."
Thanks for the advice, Boomer. Dr. Scott. I'm going to throw on one more bonus left-hander here. You guys have anything you want to ask the spaceman? Because this is a guy who knows all these players.
I just realized you were college teammates with Bobby Valentine. Is that right?
Valentine?
USC?
Oh, God, he's the only guy I know that snorted the right field line and everything was fair.
Bobby V, big restaurateur now.
Valentine.
Yeah, the other one.
I was talking about Ellis Valentine.
Right, with Montreal.
Yeah, Bobby Valentine. What a pain in the ass he is.
Here's a guy that I'm going to name the feat that he did. Okay, and then you guys play a guessing game. Who was this guy? Left-hander. youngest man ever to appear in a World Series. Okay? Mm-hmm. For the Red Sox.
Oh, really?
1967.
Billy Rohr.
Nope.
Oh, Ken Brett.
Yes! George Brett's brother, Ken, born in 1948 on the 19th of September. And, of course, he passed away too early, too. He was
all those left-handers died with the Philadelphia Phillies. Real Cormier.
Tug McGraw.
Tug McGraw, him, and Darren Dalton. You know, a lot of guys all died in that organization.
Was it the stadium?
I gotta believe it's Monsanto.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, underneath some cancer-causing carcinogen. There was a whole rash of people. You're right that died from that Phillies team.
The same exact variants of that disease, brain disease.
Wow. They all died from the same thing. That's wicked. Someone should do. ESPN should do an investigative report on that.
Telling you about it.
God.
Yeah. Hey, and what happened? Monsanto sells it out to Bayer Corporation in Germany, and then Bayer gets sued. You know, Monsanto was skipping, and who owned Monsanto? Ewing Kauffman started that company.
Oh, wow. Seriously. Oh, you know what? Maybe you should do that investigative piece for 60 Minutes.
No, they poo-poo me all the time because, a wise man is not well respected in his own era.
No, it takes a while for people to realize, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Spaceman, we're just glad you're okay. You're feeling good now?
I'm good. Yeah, I got pretzels, I got a beer and a half, and I'm sitting here watching the setting sun over a wood bat factory, batting cage, beer, and
Cooperstown.
My wife, she's killing hers right now too. That's water.
In Cooperstown, New York, where you've been, where some of your memorabilia is immortalized, like for winning to be the oldest man to win a professional game.
Yes, and my aunt's uniforms here, and her stuff when she was with the Minneapolis Millerettes.
Oh yeah,
and Ted Williams was with the Millers.
Yeah, Aunt Annabelle Lee, who you and I trudged my land in Vermont with, and she kept up with us like she was unbelievable, and she was a great star of the League of Their Own league, the women's professional baseball.
She was the number one. She threw a perfect game against Mary Pratt from Rhode Island.
See these? I'll tell you. I was here to do a memory check for Spaceman. I can tell you get 100% memory, total recall. So I think you're healthy.
You mean you were testing Bill all this time?
The whole time.
It is. Well, I got 2 beers in front of me and pretzels. I can't get any better than that.
I was testing you.
And I'm talking to you, and I'll tell you something. The sky just cleared, and we're going to have 2 beautiful days in upstate New York.
Well, all we care about is that you stay healthy, my friend. And if you're going to pitch tomorrow, I hope you win.
Okie doke. See you soon.
See you, Spaceman. Bye-bye. Bill Lee from Craftsbury, Vermont, but live now from Cooperstown. I said, he's still on the road pitching like he always does. It never ends for him. It's a great thing. I think he's going to pitch till he's 100. I really do. As long as that pacemaker works.
As long as he's alive, he'll probably keep doing it.
That's it. Now, I don't know if, Ben, have you been reading any of the news lately? About
the news?
Yeah, the news. Have you read any news lately about what's going on in the world?
No. Fill me in, please.
I don't really have, I have a couple news stories.
Oh. And now the news with Mike Adams.
And now the nose. I just blew my nose. I think that's great when I can just tell everybody I blew my nose as if they didn't see it on YouTube, huh? There are some things that are a little bit alarming in the strange world of actual news.
Uh-oh.
Where do you want to start? Jeez, so...
At the beginning, Mike.
Let me just say this first. This is a political statement. They opened up the NFL season, and they sang Lift Up Your Voice, which is, quote, the Black National Anthem.
Yep.
Isn't the whole idea of a national anthem a unifying?
Yeah.
Can't we just have one?
I think that's why they were booed roundly.
By the way, I have nothing against the song or it being sung. I don't know that it should replace our national anthem. And if there's going to be a song that replaces our national anthem, it should be America.
It's for everyone.
Yeah, one nation under God, one nation.
But the song America, Ray Charles version.
America the Beautiful, you mean?
America, America, God shed His grace on thee.
That's pretty good, Mike.
You could get rid of the Star Spangled Banner if you want to, but replace it with a really great song.
Yeah.
I don't understand that anyway.
I think they meant well.
Massachusetts has upped the ante on the right to shelter. We always had it. We're the only state that had it, which means you come to Massachusetts and you're homeless, and Massachusetts says, "Oh, we'll give you a hotel room, or we'll find a place for you. Don't you worry. You don't have to pay." They've been doing that for a long time, but now with this influx of people coming across the border, there are now 6,200 families enjoying the benefits of Massachusetts citizenship with the right to shelter. 6,200 families are being paid for by the taxpayers.
And not only is it the right to shelter, but aren't they given other perks like cell phones and clothing?
And you come here, you get a hotel, you get your driver's license, and soon you'll be able to vote. By the way, we'll feed you. This is the way we are here in Massachusetts. I just don't understand where the money's coming from.
Some of them staying in the hotels are getting room service, and they're getting their laundry done.
Yep. And now this. I just love that.
Yeah.
TV cute. And then they go cute and you talk. An outraged parent and gun rights groups are speaking out against an Alabama elementary school that suspended a first grader reportedly for making a finger gun. Like, bang, bang.
You're still on the phone over there, bud.
It's just my doctor.
Are you okay?
They suspended a 6-year-old kid because he took his finger away.
Yeah.
Go, bang, bang. And he's 6, okay? They threw him out. Gerard Belcher, whose 6-year-old son JB attends Bagley Elementary School in Jefferson County, Alabama, says the school overreacted to the game of cops and robbers. The notice of suspension that they found, Fox Digital found this, said that Belcher's son committed a Class 3 infraction on September 1st by, quote, using his fingers to shoot at another student. And they wrote a letter saying, well, how can you do the bubble? According to the attorney and the school staff, they were playing cops and robbers during recess. During the game, children made pretend guns with their fingers and said bang, bang at each other.
But they only nailed one kid for suspension.
Yeah.
Right?
No, and they got him for a Class 3 suspension, a major infraction under school policies. Other such infractions in the Class 3 category include arson, battery of a school board employee, bomb threats, burglary, sale of drugs or drug paraphernalia, and possession of explosives or firearms on school property. So they put him in this category with these felons that, kids who would... I'm shocked at this.
What you in here for, Bobby?
In other words, the school charged a 6-year-old boy with an infraction equivalent to a felony crime, according to the lawyer. And they're pissed. I don't blame them.
These are the people that teach our kids, the ones who made up those rules.
This is a little kid. You know what you do? You say, you know what? You take him aside. You go, you know what? I know we didn't mean to do this, but, we can't pretend we're producing it. And then the kid would go, oh, okay.
That's all you got to say.
That's
it.
Even
No
a
big
6-year-old
deal.
would get this stupid.
Hey, speaking of guns, Vinny, the other day when it was very, very, very hot.
Yes.
Well, Vinny, he likes to chime in every now and then.
Vinny from Shawshank?
Vinny,
yeah.
Oh, haven't seen you guys in a while. Hey, since I got your attention, let me ask you a couple of questions. Have you guys noticed that it's absolutely boiling outside? Do you feel like there's not enough gold bond on Earth to save you from this heat? Well, if you do feel that way, you should probably come down to Shawshank Firearms right now because it's always fall weather in here. See you guys later.
Good old Vinny. Yeah. The good thing about Vinny is he's not as a human being. He's not intimidating. But you know what? He knows his business, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does know.
He knows the firearms business like there's nobody's business.
You should see the ones he builds. They're unbelievable. They're beautiful rifles.
Well, we're going to go visit him. We should get him in on the show. That's what we should do.
Yep.
I have one more news story. Ready? This is my final news story. It's not a kicker, though. The Chicago Police Department announced the arrest of a suspect who allegedly unleashed 2 violent dogs on police officers Sunday. I think it's perfect if we could play that song. Who let the dogs out? Who? You want to sing it for me instead?
No.
All right.
No. Those are monkeys.
Who let the monkey? I'd rather deal with any dogs than any monkey, individual monkey. Oh, and you know what? It's Fishkin. He always calls during the middle of the podcast.
It's your lawyer.
You getting sued again?
No.
You suing someone again?
Yes, I am. I'm suing you.
Oh, good luck.
Okay.
Do you want me to just give you the $5 now?
Yeah. Settle out of court. Anyway, Chicago resident Vernia Jones was charged with one felony count of aggravated battery of a peace officer, but for sending the dogs out after. Now, mailmen can get bit, but policemen can't? No, I don't. The whole idea is when you have a dog, especially a deadly dog that's trained to hurt somebody, you better keep that dog's ass under control.
It's a weapon, yep.
It is, because I think that she should be, and she got arrested, she's in jail. Why? Because she's stupid. All right?
Did they kill the dogs?
Well, yes, one of the dogs got shot.
That's a bummer.
Well, that's sorry, but you know what? It's nobody's fault but the master. She's
No, I know. That's why they should have shot her.
She's stupid.
It's not the dog's fault.
You know, when you know someone's stupid, when they say stupid like this, stupid. What are you, stupid? That's how you know they're stupid. But speaking of barking dogs,
Whoops.
I have those moments sometimes where I'm tuned into the universe.
Yes.
Well, a survey came up on the internet, and it says, what kind of dog should you get? Answer 20 questions, and we'll tell you the breed that you should get. So I said, just for the, because I know what kind of... I start answering the questions.
They just took so much of your personal information for when they clone you.
Do you like to watch TV late at night? Do you like to cuddle? Do you like to go for walks and all this stuff?
You don't seem like a cuddler to me.
No, I'm not. I'm not. In fact, you want to cuddle? I'll kill you. But seriously, I do this survey. I get to the last question, and then it says, do you mind dog barking? And I go, I'm like, just about to check. Yeah, I kind of do. And I hear, at that very moment, I hear Timothy, my dog, going, "Row, row, 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 row," in the yard. The neighbor's dog was let. All of a sudden, but it was exact timing. It was the exact moment I was answering that question, and Timothy starts to bark. I'm telling you, ESP is not just for humans.
The dogs, they know.
Dogs have it too.
Yeah.
All right, please get rid of the dog.
I know.
I just told you the barking annoys me, and then you keep playing that thing, Smith. And it's not even Buddy, my friend upstairs, your dog.
Did you happen to see Tom Brady say goodbye?
Yes.
It was a great moment when he said,
all our lives take us on different journeys. They take us to different places. They bring different people into our lives. But one thing I am sure of, and that will never change, is that I am a patriot for life.
Yeah! Standing O!
isn't that nice?
Standing O. I like Tom Brady. Every time I've ever spoken to him, he's been very, very nice. And I got to say this, okay? There was one other thing that I heard on the news that kind of threw me for a loop. Donny Osmond came out with the fact that he never has sworn in his entire life. And I met him on the elevator at
Bullshit.
Fenway. He was very nice. I met him on the elevator.
At the station?
At Fenway.
Oh, because he came to the station.
When he was doing Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Is he a little fella?
Yeah, he's kind of short.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. Yeah.
He's not too tall. Anyway, I met him and I said, he's a nice guy. And I asked him, I said, how's Marie? And he says, she's good. And I said, you never hear that, huh? He goes, I think he rolls his eyes like, but he didn't swear. He said...
Inside, he was like, this fucking guy.
Well, I told Joe and Jerry that, and they didn't believe it. They thought that, everybody's sworn at least a few times in their life. So Joe and Jerry are here to dispute that with a Donnie and Marie parody. I'm a little bit cunty. I'm a little bit cock and roll. I'm a little bit Memphis and Nashville. With a little bit of Motown in my hole. I don't know if it's good or bad, True. But I know I love it so. I'm a little bit cunty. I'm a little bit cock and hole. He's a little bit gentle. He's a little bit running wild. She's a little bit full-grown bosom. She's a little bit of a child. I don't know about happy or sad. My music makes me whole. I'm a little bit country. I'm a little bit rock and roll, Joe. I like that. I like that peaceful, easy feeling of laid-back country song. And when I sing my rock and roll, it makes my penis long. I love my country. Country. with all my heart and soul.
I'll go out on a Saturday night for a little bit of rock and roll.
I know I'm gonna feel all right
No matter where I go.
with a little bit of country.
And a girl who likes to blow.
That's kind of filthy, Joe.
What are you going to do? It's the end of the podcast. Nobody gives a rat's ass what the fuck we say here, Joe.
I think you're right, Drew. I like that peaceful, easy feeling of laid-back country song.
And when I sing my rock and roll, boy, does it make my song real long.
I love my country with all my heart and soul.
I'll go out on a Saturday night for a little bit of rock and roll, but I said that already.
I know I'm going to feel all right. Can you believe it?
No matter where you go, Joe.
With a little bit of country.
And a little bit of cock and a hole.